you gotta fucking do it. You gotta fucking do it, son. Yeah. He's like, no, I don't want to shoot the gym. He's like, do it. Do it. Do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's our opener. Yeah.
Yeah. And Ellis.
Welcome back to the Worst Premade Ever podcast. I am joined today by the usual bunch of reprobates. We have Gabby.
Hello.
Kath.
Hi.
Jake, and if you're watching, he has terrible, like, Bellatrix Lestrange hair going on.
Yeah,
It's
hello.
not a good look.
I think it's worse than Bellatrix Lestrange, to be honest.
Are you going to audition for her for the new HBO series?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was actually, but now you've blown my cover, so I can't.
We've rumbled you.
And,
I'm having a bit of a bad hair day. Sorry,
yeah, you
carry on.
can tell. And finally, Alex is out of action today because he's got another migraine. So we are joined by Nick, who has kindly and graciously taken over from him.
Bonjour.
Yes.
Hi, Nick.
Bonjour.
Hey.
How are you?
Yeah, and finally, usual spiel, you know, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that sort of stuff.
Oh, you're
You know, we're
really
there.
selling it.
God, hey.
Usual spiel.
What this is the 10th time we've done this now. If these
It's our
people
10th
don't,
podcast.
if the people watching by now don't know that they're on there, I'd be
But
astounded.
you get new people
And,
watching Ellis.
Yeah, well, I'm saying it's on Apple, it's on Spotify, it's on all the major podcasting platforms. And if you want to see us for whatever reason, see my bonky eyes, see Jake's terrible hair, then
Everyone
we're
wants
on
to see that.
on YouTube. It's Worst Premade Ever podcast. Go and have a watch.
Yep.
And now on to going from the bonky-eyed thing. What you may or may not be able to tell us, I'm absolutely fucking knackered, and apparently Gabby wants to talk about sleep.
Well,
So
I thought it would be a good
Go.
segue. Oh, okay, thank you.
Go.
No pressure, guys.
Now go.
No fucking
Yeah.
pressure.
Get on with it.
Do you know what? I was kind of feeling this, and I was thinking this before we got into the podcast, and it's got big sleepover energy today. So you know what?
Sleepover energy.
Just snuggle in. Just snuggle in and get ready for the podcast today, because we're having a sleepy one. All right, we're going to be talking about sleep. We're going to be talking
getting in
about
our PJs?
sleepovers. Oh, that was the point, Nick. So if you watched last week's podcast, I purchased some shirts with the intent to wear them to the gym. Now, I don't know if you guys can tell, maybe if you're only listening, but I'm down with the thickness. And part of that is that sometimes I get a little bit of body dysmorphia, and when I'm ordering clothes online, my assumption is that I go for the biggest size. The biggest. Because normally I'm like, you know what, I just want to be comfortable. I want loose fitting anyway. So what I did was I went for 5XL.
Whoa. Jesus.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, there's loose fitting, and there's like putting a t-shirt over a house.
Are you trying to get a t-shirt for your fridge?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And what's happened, right? So first of all, it's a great shirt.
It's
You'll
a
love
good
to
shirt.
see it. Look at the arms.
I thought mine was big. Holy shit.
Fucking
Look
hell.
at me. Look
That's
at
a whole
my
shirt and the
Exceptionally
sleeve
baggy
itself.
T-shirt, but
I
I
look
think mine's
like-
like a 2X.
You know
Yeah.
that video of Wide Putin? With
Yeah.
That's literally what I look like. And so I was like, And so like, I love it. It is so comfortable, but it's giving like big sleepover pajama energy.
Right.
So
It's
I
giving
was
us
like,
big wedding marquee energy.
so like, you know, I was like, okay, you know, it's fine. It's cool. I probably can't wear it to the gym because if I lift my arms up, you know how like hot air balloons, it's the hot air that lifts it.
So if you tie the arms up,
Yeah.
get all hot, it'll like float
I
off.
would just float the up through the ceiling. So,
Oh my God.
yeah, so I love the shirt, but it's definitely more like a nightgown now.
It is
I'm
good.
feeling because
Maybe she's. What does it say on it again? Because people might. Not have
it's
listened to the last
currently
one.
saying I'm not like other girls. I'm worse.
And then what can only be
It's got two
described as
possums on it.
horrendous pictures of
Yeah.
possums.
They're so cute. I love them.
I love
Oh my
that face
God, I
is
wanna-
pulling. Just that.
Please kill me.
Kill me, mother. And so yeah, they're great shirts. I'm tempted. Like, I mean, they cost a little bit because you have to get them printed.
Yeah.
I'm tempted to get other ones that are not as big, but I think I've learned my lesson that like while I know that I am a chunky monkey, I'm not as chunky monkey as I thought I was. So there's a difficulty in that, and I should read the sizes. Read the sizes.
Sizing guide is important because it's not the same for every single one, and that's something that annoys me actually. With that doesn't probably help the whole body dysmorphia thing, and a lot of males and females. Actually, no, the other way around. Sorry, females and also somewhat less males, but like fucking women's clothes, especially.
Don't even get me started.
Like, okay, so with men's clothes, pretty much you've always got a tangible length or distance that you can measure, and then that is your size, right?
Well, don't they do jeans like that? So, like, men's jeans, it's in inches. Whereas, like women, there's an arbitrary size that changes depending on the store.
So, men's trousers will have like a 36 is like the waist, and then they'll have like a 34, which is the leg. So that's 36 inches around the waist, 34 around the leg. Happy days! You can measure your waist. It's 36 inches. You need a 36-inch pair of jeans. Do the same thing with women's clothes in dresses or like t-shirts or like anything. It ranges from like 0 all the way up to 30 in terms of sizes, probably higher. But then, like a size 18 or like a size 10 will be different actual sizes if you were to measure it with a tape measure in different shops, right?
Yeah.
So how
can also be
people
different
actually
in the same fucking store.
Yeah.
So I've had experience of buying a pair of jeans from one store and comparing that exact same size to another pair of jeans that is the same size in that store, and there'll be a difference in
what
size.
Why can't? So my question is, right? Why can't they do the same with women's clothes and have like a number which is actually tied to a physical unit of measurement, such as a centimeter or an inch, and then you know what size clothes you need to buy instead of feeling like shit when you buy your size in one shop and then you take it home and it doesn't fit.
It's a bit multifaceted.
Because
they've cut off like 2 inches.
Because the opposite can happen, because they'll quite often modify the sizes so their clientele will feel better. So, for example, a shop that sells to smaller women will have closer and will make their sizes lower for the women who are smaller, and vice versa. Shops that prioritize selling for larger women will make their larger sizes smaller, so everyone feels better about being a lower size.
How many people actually feel better though, and how many people actually feel worse in both scenarios? And then,
that's the plan. Like, because think about it. You go, oh well, I'm a size 16 here, but I'm a size 20 here. Which shop are you going to go to?
It's split in two. There's a psychological aspect and there's a physical aspect to this. And the psychological aspect of it is that within the brands themselves, they can do what Ellis has said. Additionally, beyond that, there's the discussion of consumerism, and that what they've found in a lot of psychological studies is that usually the woman in the household drive the majority of the household's expenditure.
80%, actually.
80%.
Really?
80% of purchases are made by women, not by men, because they're more like the blokes tend to foist the stuff onto women, and they're much more savvy shoppers than men are, so they get better deals.
Yeah,
and so what ends up happening is, like, even when it comes down to household stuff, for example, if I'm like let's say we're in a gender typical relationship, and I say to Jake, our children require more storage. Do you think you could build a DIY cupboard? And Jake's like, I can do that. And I'm like, cool.
Definitely can't.
Yeah, well, yeah. Let's say, and I'm like, perfect. Can you get oak wood and blah, 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 because I want it to look like this. So I've already dictated what I want it to look
MDF,
like.
got it.
He knows what he needs to go out and search for, and his purchases, while informed by him, are driven by my needs. And when it comes to clothing, for example, what they do is they tend to have this disparity in sizes that drives the need to buy. It's fast fashion, really. But built into that, and what goes even a step further, is the physical aspect of it. And I'm not just talking about size, 6 to 30 or whatever you're talking about. I'm talking about women have different body shapes. Men have them too, but more so in women because of their hips, their waists, there is a difference. You can have pear shape, apple shape, hourglass shape. anything in between those, those are
Most
just
dudes are just straight up and down.
Yep.
yeah,
Legs and arms, jobs are given up.
Although I tell you one thing that really bugs me with this, when you come down to like body shape and stuff like that. So I specifically bought the whole plus size fashion stuff is a whole other kettle of fish that's just bollocks. But I bought a pair of jeggings, right? Thinking, they're going to be real stretchy. Jeggings generally are a hybrid between jeans and leggings, if you didn't know. So I was like, they're going to be real stretchy, I'll be fine. So they were too big on my legs. Like, they were really, really baggy on my legs.
Yeah.
I couldn't get them over my ass. They had literally, there was no butt in these jeggings, and then they were like super baggy around my waist. I was like, who are these made for?
That's quite impressive, man.
Like, generally, if you're a plus size, generally most plus size people will have a bit of ass.
Yeah.
Like,
it's generally impressive.
where's your bum going?
Well, it
I've
depends.
known some who don't.
I used to work in a plus size store. And in that store, we were taught a lot about body types and shapes. And what's really difficult is that obviously those body types and shapes, once again, are a generalization, right? It's like all in between those categories, there's subcategories. Bodies are going to do what bodies are going to do. And, the apple shape that they talked about are usually women who can carry like a bit of extra weight on the front, maybe in some of their legs, but they can actually have quite thin legs and like less of an arse. And so that shape specifically for them is more focusing on like how to build a wardrobe around your body shape to make you feel confident, right? Yeah. One thing that I really struggle with, being plus size anyway, and I know that we're inviting a lot of comments into this just talking about it, but I think it's really important to like just bring up and have a bit of a discussion, is that like, I want to move my body. I want to move it in a way that feels healthy. I want to move it, right now I'm currently trying to get fitter, right? I'm focusing on being healthier and making choices that suit my body. We've talked about the PCOS stuff. We've talked about the whole insulin resistance, and I'm trying to do things to better that, right? I am a person who would suit having workout gear because I want to move my body, right?
Yeah.
There is borderline none that I can find that suit plus size people. And I
am having exactly the same issue as you right now.
So frustrated because I should be at the fucking gym. Like, I want to be at the gym, but for some reason, a lot of the ones that I'm finding are obviously, within the regular sizes. And I completely understand that. That's probably your biggest market. It's where you're going to get the sales. There's an element to that, the branding that I understand. But what ends up happening is because I'm a captive market, I am plus size, and I don't have as many options. I have to buy from places that will cater to me, and those places usually turn out being places like Shein. Yeah. And I don't want to support that fashion, that fast fashion. But there's no great alternative at the moment that I can find that would suit what I'm looking for. So it's, and then I would love to shop at places like Oxfam or secondhand stores, for example. But the downside of that is then also like not finding things that are suited to my body and what I need it to do. So until I get to a point in my fitness journey, in my healthiness, that I can reach there and shop at Lululemon and drop £100 on a pair of leggings that make me feel fit and fab, I'm kind of stuck with paying £2 and then dropping a bunch of emissions into the ozone because I'm getting some leggings flown over from China, and it feels like shit.
Just
on their own individual plane.
Yeah.
I was going to say, why don't you just do like a shout out? Does anyone know in the UK? Put it in the comments. Like if you've got a place.
I literally posted something similar on my Instagram the other day.
Oh, right.
Because I, along with these jeggings that I ordered, I think like between 8 to 10 pairs of leggings.
Yeah.
Right. None of them were not see-through. All of them were see-through. I was like,
what's the point?
What is the fucking point in these leggings?
And it's just a pervo who made them.
Wearing anything because literally, like, I was standing there and I could see my tattoo.
That's
so my tattoo's on my rib cage.
Yeah.
And it comes to like the bottom of my hip, and I was my general rule of thumb is if I can see my tattoo, it's too thin, girl.
Why?
You need other ones.
Are people just like skimping out on the thickness of fabric to save money?
Yeah.
What the fuck is this? Or is this
I don't know.
But
like,
Is it?
I was just sat there like, I
It's
want
also
to be able to wear
material.
stuff to the gym. I'm going to be squatting and doing stuff at the gym. If they're see-through when I'm just standing here, are they basically just going to fly off my fucking body when I'm there at the gym? Like,
That's so
whoop,
good.
there's my fanny. Like, what the fuck? Hey, girl. Hello. She's just going to be staring into the eye of the fucking
Sauron.
starfish. Like, what is this?
The ring of power.
Like, Sauron's going to be there like, oh, need that ring.
Yeah.
No,
Bitch, what the
like-
fuck?
It's genuinely
Make
an issue.
leggings that aren't see-through that don't cost like 45 quid
Yeah.
for one pair of
Yeah.
leggings.
I think I've talked about this idea before on this channel, and please, someone take this idea if it's possible. You can just have this idea. It's fucking fine. You can just take it, run with it, make it. Because the thing is, like, basically. So, Cap, you said that these pair of leggings, right? They were like weren't right on the bum. They weren't right on the legs.
They weren't right anywhere.
Yeah. So like you've got your own individual body shape, as a lot of
Yeah.
people, like pretty much everyone on the planet does, right?
Yeah, I'd
There's
say
not-
I'm like pear-shaped at the moment. I kind of generally tend to sit between the hourglass to pear shape.
Yeah, but there's also a lot of other women that would also identify with that same shape, but your measurements will still be different.
Oh yeah.
So like what I'm saying is basically everyone has like a hexadecimal code that measures certain points around your body. So like let's say you had like 10-inch calves, for example, and then like 20. I don't know if these are realistic numbers or whatever. And then like 20-inch thighs, and then like a 30-inch waist, for example. This might look like a character out of the Skyrim creation model. After just thinking about it.
Yeah, someone
Like,
recreate this on the same.
Thank you.
and then you have 1 centimeter wide arms, right? You'd have like your own hexadecimal code that would have loads of different sample points across your body. So then you could then feed it into a machine, right? Like a 3D printer that would then print out clothes exactly to your specification. So then you wouldn't have to then go into a shop and rely on like one number. Oh,
Yep.
I'm a size 14, and then you put it on, and it's like way too big in the ankles, not enough
Yep.
big in the thighs, and then like just right on the waist.
Like I
and then-
generally sit
yeah.
anywhere between a size 16 to a size 24, dependent on the store.
But then you could
And
be
that's
like,
UK sizes.
I sit between an A79X2 hexadecimal number between these two ranges. Anything between these two ranges will fit me like perfectly.
I think
Like, do you know what
the
I mean? Just have
idea
like
is good, but
Yeah.
the concept is
Yeah, I
not
was gonna,
brandable.
they just said they don't want to spend 45 quid on some leggings, but you're saying have this like 500
Custom-made
quid
cuts,
3D printer in
but
your
no,
home.
it wouldn't. But it wouldn't be 500 quid. And the
Oh.
reason why it wouldn't be 500 quid is because
Okay.
this is also part of the
Dragon's
idea as
Den.
well.
Yeah.
Right, are we ready? Wizards.
Oh,
That's
shit.
Oh my god!
Spell slots.
I'm talking about like
Invested.
3D printed clothes that you can like basically print at home.
Well, I think what you're talking about
out
is
of-
fancy sewing.
Yes.
So I think
well,
what
it might not be sewing. It might legitimately be 3D printed out of a recyclable organic textile
Yeah.
that feels like clothes but isn't actually knitted together at all. It's actually
Which is
like
called...
printed. What?
Which is called...
Well, look, no. Okay, hold on. I'm not here to shit on the idea because this is the beginning of what they taught us in advertising. This is a good concept. The concept is good, but what you've done is you've pinpointed a problem, and you're
Yeah.
coming up with a solution.
Yes.
But the solution
Yes.
has not been refined.
The solution sucks.
Well, no, the solution doesn't exist in this.
But that
with
is
current
the
science.
that is the beginning of entrepreneurship. It's the beginning of invention. Is coming up with the idea for the solution. So
Yeah.
if that's the case and you have it, cool. You could invent the thing, or at least research people who are beginning to do that. But I think
Yeah.
what you haven't done is pinpoint the actual problem areas of how would you achieve that?
So you'd have I'd get the scientists to work on it, but it needs some kind of material that you could basically that is
Okay.
printable.
I get this.
Hang on, listen. That is printable, right? And then once you've worn the clothes, instead of fucking throwing them away, you basically can throw them back into the machine. They then melt down into whatever material that they came out of, that they were made from, and then you reprint them again.
Okay,
So
right,
you're-
hang on. But you want people to have this in their home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like look how affordable 3D printers are now.
Jake,
Like
Jake,
you
they fit like the size of this keyboard. They're
Yeah.
like 30 cent. How are you going to print a pair of jeans on a 30 centimeter sized?
Well, how can
block?
you print? How can you print off like 30 meters worth of A4 bits of paper? You just print it one after another, don't you?
Yeah, that's not the way 3D printing works. 3D printing piles on top of. It's extrusion. So you'd have to have
clothes, not the clothes one though. That's the clever bit. So it makes it like. It prints out the bottom, the waistband first, and then it slowly spits out. It's like a fax machine for a pair of jeans, right?
So it works from top to bottom.
Yeah, but you're just in science fiction now.
Well, I don't. It's not that.
But
I don't think it's that far away.
Look, I understand what he's saying because science fiction. I mean, it's like with tablets. Do you remember at the beginning that a lot of that was actually the influence also taken from what was it? Star Trek. I mean, there's. I don't think it's unrealistic to say that might be something you could do in the next 10 to 15 years.
Yeah, but in the home.
Well, I reckon in the home. I reckon it's doable because like it just makes you a pair of jeans. It just knits you a pair of jeans.
You're also talking about annihilating an entire industry.
An industry that relies on people feeling insecure about their bodies.
Yeah, but it also
to profit from. That's a good thing to disrupt, isn't it?
It also feeds hundreds of millions of people in countries where their job prospects are dog turd. So what you're saying is basically fuck their entire industry. All those people can not have a job.
And all the people who work in just general clothing stores here, all their jobs are gone.
Yeah, but across the entire world. Like it's not never as simple as just.
That wasn't the original.
This solves the problem.
That wasn't the original problem to solve. The original problem to solve was to make clothes to fit people.
I don't think it's that
now
unrealistic.
You've got unemployment.
No. I don't think it's that unrealistic because if you look at it, that's kind of the same ideation that people had around printing press and books and internet. It was this idea of like you're taking jobs away, but before it would ever reach that point, it would have to be consumable as a base level consumerist product. So I think it would be partially unrealistic for companies to allow you to do that from your own home, but you could go into a shop who may have purchased this hardware and then go, look, we're going to tailor fit our product we've created to you. And the one thing I think you're forgetting there as well, Jake, is the fact that people cannot be fucked. And what will happen is that people want to look at a thing, think it's cool and buy it. And they maybe go into the shop and have the experience of having that thing fitted to them. But I don't think they would go into it and then be like, okay, I'm going to get the what's it called? What's it called in sewing when you get the outlines for it?
Pattern?
The pattern. That's it. Get the pattern for themselves or go out of their way to style it.
A job in of itself.
It's a lot of effort.
Who will literally just work on patterns.
Exactly. Fast fashion is there for a reason. Don't agree with it, but it exists. I reckon a more streamlined version of what you're proposing could potentially exist in the future.
So you'd have so either you see the thing online, or then you download the code, and then that goes to the printers, and then they print you out a pair of jeans, or you go to a shop that specializes in like, we can make you this outfit. Do you like a look at it? Yeah, cool. Okay, we're gonna print out this outfit.
Now that I can see.
In your size.
I can see it as a shopping bag.
Yeah. I don't think it would work on a.
But at home.
Yeah, I don't think it would work on a home level, but I think if you had stores, I think it would probably have to happen in places where there was a lot of money and a lot of traffic around to start with. So it would probably be places like Manchester, London, that sort of stuff.
It'll also cost a lot of money.
But it would be extortionate because you don't just have the people then who are designing the patterns for the clothes. They then have to 3D model that essentially,
and I guess the question is less
work out a way that would be printed and put together.
Yeah,
it would need a lot of different types of skills.
The difference is that you're thinking about when you're talking about fast fashion. Fast fashion is a single design that is then able to be created en masse via fast production, like modern production techniques that is then shipped across the entire world and sold millions and millions and millions of times. These more like 3D printed style things, they're going to be very custom. There'll be small batches, small orders. The materials and everything else, the economies of scale just won't be there. When you're producing something to the X millionth degree, the cost is so small by comparison to if you're producing like 100 of that thing.
I know,
you have to make sure that your 3D printing thing was sold in huge quantities.
You wouldn't. So in terms of material that you go into this thing, this wouldn't be any other material that we know today that would require
it's alien.
Like, this would be some sort of thing that could be either like knitted together or 3D printed on the fly, and then the pattern is applied to it as it goes through the printer type thing.
You couldn't have things like zips, buttons though, because that was all so manual that you like unless you've got a robot arm
we don't need buttons.
It would all be like sportswear.
This originally came up because we were talking about plus size stuff, right? Some of the things, especially that you would want to keep in mind for plus size clothing, is that women who are plus size tend to prefer, usually, or more often not, since I've seen working in my previous job, an A-line cut. Because what it does is that it gives you more of a figure. The last thing you want is to go into a shop and buy a tent. You know,
yes. Or a bag.
Yeah, because you've got no figure then, right? You want to create that with your body. And so with this creation, unless it became exceptionally sophisticated to the point that you could make like a peplum top, something that goes in and gives you a waist and then comes out again, or like an A-line style dress, which would require actual tailoring around the waist and room for the bust, and then going down again, that would be exceptionally difficult. If it was printing like a t-shirt, that would be far more doable.
Well, you're going in with the attitude of this is difficult now. This machine would eliminate that because you would end up with a very customized, very resolvable...
full 3D body scan sort of thing.
Essentially a 3D body scan, and then you think, right, to make this an A-line thing with this body input, would need to produce like 3 inches of material at this part, where in another body size might need like 2 inches, for example, to achieve the same result.
I think with the combination of machine learning, better 3D scanning technology, obviously a brand new hybrid, it'd probably have to be like a polyurethane cotton hybrid mix material.
Something like that.
Theoretically is possible. But that's the problem. It is theoretically, and none of these technologies are anywhere near close to being able to do what you're talking about, but it definitely is a possibility. 100%.
I think the one that's furthest away is the actual printer or sewer or thing itself.
Yeah, definitely.
I think 3D modeling bodies and scanning them
easily.
Very comfortable.
Already easy.
Writing an algorithm that would make clothes around that body to fit a particular very doable. The other one isn't quite so doable yet, I don't think.
Yeah, I would wonder if they would actually be able to modify. So obviously you've got like looms and stuff, industrial size looms. I would wonder if you'd be able to modify that to enable that to 3D print as it does the stitches off of it.
I don't think because when the looms, the way they do the for large stuff is that's the reason why you always have seams down the sides and stuff, because they'll do face.
They have everything there,
Check out that link that I just put in chat. So that's 3D printed clothes in 2023. What are the best projects? And if you go down, you can actually see there's a lot of people already doing things like this. Some of them are obviously plastic, which are, but then you've got like a 3D printed cardigan. You've got a 3D printed tie. They've got footwear down the bottom as well.
What they made out of, though.
I reckon this is going to be real disruptive.
A lot of you can get a lot of different materials now for 3D printing, especially flexible, like rubbery ones. So a lot of people are making shoes, which is quite cool.
I was just about to say shoes. I could see being a more realistic.
That would be so good, actually,
because they print because you go from top to bottom as well. That means current printing technology can do it no problem. Obviously, then all you have to do is have some holes and stick some laces through or whatever.
I can see a way that would be really useful for those within sort of podiatry and things like that. So say, for example, someone who needs particular arch support or like particular stuff within the shoe.
Directly to the sole.
Like for example with me, I've got medically made orthotics for my shoes because I've got bad feet, but they've gotten even worse. I've now got something called plantar fasciitis, and I need to rechange my orthotics in my feet. So it means that on the this coming weekend rather, I need to go somewhere for someone to take a literal plaster cast of my feet so that they can make them. But if you had something like that, you could put that imprint in there and have them like made into the shoe rather than having to be a separate thing.
Yeah.
Well, you could literally stick your foot in a box, have it 3D scanned, and then run that 3D scan into a modeling program, and then basically just do a Nick, you'll probably know the term for it, where you grab the negative from the space. So if you had a 3D scan of a foot, and you say put it in a box, and you grab the negative space from the box to the foot, so you got the proper arch thing, and you could just slap that onto a shoe.
Well, the computer could probably even tell you what you needed for your support as well. So it would see what your foot's like, scan that, and where all your pressure points are.
Exactly.
And then it would be like, cool, this is what you need. And then it would sort it for you. And it'd be like, printing off.
I can 100% see that being.
Do you know what it's kind of like? It's like that absolute mad lad who used 3D printers to fix his teeth.
Oh, really? Well, he printed out some
because,
teeth?
like, let's say, for example, what's the name of that company? I can't remember. Either way, they do, like, the Invisalign. That's what it is. And they'll do, the scans of your teeth, and then they'll use the clear braces to kind of move them forward.
It's apparently incredibly painful.
Yeah, well, I know that Invisalign is probably not the best option, in my opinion.
Nice.
Yeah, thank you.
No lawsuit from you, Invisalign.
Yeah, well, no, because
it's just our opinion.
I've seen some stuff. So that's cool, whatever. If it worked for you, that's great. But this guy basically was just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to do it myself. And went and 3D printed his own Invisalign braces and fixed his teeth. Obviously,
I'm a 3D print my teeth.
Yeah. But, you probably then need to go to a dentist to make sure that you've got a retainer that would keep everything in place, because I know that once you do it, but like he just did it himself, which is crazy. So, I guess what you're paying for is comfort at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And if it's one less thing for you to worry about, your clothes,
Yes, exactly. And but obviously I think the way that I've thought about it, and I got inspired from it from this documentary. It's a documentary, sort of.
Another documentary.
I'm shocked.
Yeah,
your whole personality is just Netflix documentaries. Like, he's not even a real person anymore, guys.
Hi,
You're an inch away from believing conspiracy theories, you know that.
I'm a Black Mirror episode waiting to happen. Jesus.
The thing is, though, he's too intelligent to fall for those stupid
guys. The Earth is flat.
Yeah, exactly.
I watched the documentary,
but it was from this. I think it was from a series called Future of that had that idea in there.
I think it's from a series called RuPaul's Drag Race.
That you could. That they were saying that you could have this 3D printer that could print out all the stuff. So yeah, I guess I said it was my idea, but it wasn't my idea. It was just an idea.
Comes out now.
I can definitely see it being a thing.
But what they didn't go into was the 3D scan of your body that then could print out stuff specifically bespoke to your own thing, and then you won't have these instances of going to a shop, buying clothes that are that apparently they're in your size, getting them home, and then you look like a wedding marquee. It's just or the other way around, and it doesn't fit at all.
Well, part of my troubles as well is that sometimes I'll find a top that I really like, or trousers, whatever, and then what will end up happening is that the actual length of the top will be really short, but the rest of the fit's great. And so that long line feeling that I like, I don't often find. And so that's what I kind of mean by the whole captive market aspect of being plus size, is that I personally am trying to lose weight, but I don't think that every person who is plus size wants to or should. People are happy in their bodies, and if they want to live the way that they live, then that's completely fine. But the issue that you then experience with that is that you have to really go looking for these places that sell proper clothes that can support you in whatever it is that you want to do. And so that's a struggle. And actually, part of the mentality I picked up from Jake once upon a time is buy once, cry once, which is
I'm completely with you on that.
If you pay a lot of money for something, knowing that you're going to get a quality product, I'm now completely behind that as well. I would rather...
It'll last as well.
Yeah, but I would rather pay £100 for a really good set of leggings.
Underwear.
No, but
genuinely.
a proper good pair that would last me years. But the problem is that I can't. So
who has £100 to spend on leggings?
Well, yeah, exactly. But actually, for example, I got a smartwatch recently, and for ages I was like, I don't know if that is a good choice to invest in, because I might just be throwing my money at it. And combined with my lifestyle factors of the whole, forgetting to do shit half the time and not knowing where I am, it has made a massive difference to my life.
I find mine stupid endlessly useful as well.
Yeah, it's just like holding myself accountable, knowing how shit I slept last night, all that kind of stuff. It's like, you slept bad, but now you know why.
Yep, there was a shit sleep.
Nice!
Watch.
And then you just crack on with it.
Yeah, I've gone down the because I don't even particularly like buying new clothes either for the environmental reasons. Why buy new when you can buy secondhand? So I get everything I get from either TK Maxx or Oxfam now.
Yeah.
And I won't. Although it's going to sound like super stupidly up my own arse, but I won't buy anything that's like cheap and crap. It'll all be from some form of designer.
Yeah.
Because you're paying the same price secondhand as you would for a designer
Why
piece
wouldn't
of
you?
clothing. There's quite often new as you would for like a cheap crap from Primark or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you have something that's going to last 5-10 years down the line.
I hate Primark.
Well, I think it just says something about like the fact that you're buying something secondhand and it's still good to go.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Do you know what I mean?
who's shopping at Primark? Like, can we
you couldn't buy a secondhand shop at t-shirt at like a fast fashion place.
Yeah.
Because it would be in threads. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Sorry.
And most people shop at Primark, I would say.
Yeah.
I would say the vast majority of people shop at Primark.
Whose bodies fit that? Like, I went in there.
I can fit everything there.
No,
The shirts are so cheap, and I know that's probably not great, but
they're like crop tops. I went in there to get a shirt,
Yeah,
right?
they are,
and it fitted fine. But the length of it was like showing belly button. And I
For
was
my
just
husband,
like,
That's the current fashion.
that was in 2019.
No,
Ellis, I should not. It's not for men. I'm just gonna.
No.
Primark is great.
But
I have that same thing. I put I bought some Primark tees in the past. I put them in the wash. It's like I'm wearing a crop top.
Yeah,
I've
had that happen so many times.
Arse crack out, and then you think, okay, cool, I'll buy like a 2XL. Still shrinks, so then you end up with like it being the right length after a wash, but then it's like Gabby's tent that she's wearing at the moment, like
the crops and stuff are back in fashion.
I have definitely found a way round, like buying secondhand and not supporting fast fashion and stuff. Is that even if you do like the look of some fast fashion things, go on stuff like Vinted. That's what
that's
like
true.
go on Vinted. You can buy them secondhand. You're not directly giving money to conglomerates like Shein and Boohoo and ASOS and Primark and all that sort of stuff. You can still get some of the stuff that you want. You're giving it another life instead of it ended up in landfill.
Yeah. That's true.
And you're kind of
That's the one thing that
helping people who are maybe trying to do a wardrobe clear out or doing it because they haven't got a lot of money and they're trying to raise money and stuff for their rent or whatever. Like, you never know.
And I think like with Vinted and stuff like that, it's a really good option for people who are just trying to like clear out stuff. But like it's really funny actually. Our mate Tess went to it was like a traveling second-hand market, and it's going all around the country at the moment. It's just like
I've been to a few.
And
called Kilo.
she went. She was like having a read through all the clothes, and she was like, "Guys, I found Jake," and I was like, "What do you mean?" And she like sends this picture, and there is a rack that goes. It's like about 10 meters long. It goes all the way down to the other side of a warehouse.
Is it camo shorts, check shirts?
It's a rack
and band tees,
of plaid.
Okay.
All the way
I was
down.
like, oh, hello,
all
now we're
colors. Just like, and I was like, wow. And you do not realize how much is out there.
There's a
It's
lot.
just your whole personality. Like,
Netflix
those
and plaid.
documentaries are really good. So I think
Netflix
it's like
documentaries and plaid as me.
you literally get a black bag, fill your black bag, and you pay by the kilo, and I think it's like £10 a kilo. You can put as much in there as you want.
That's pretty.
Also,
cool.
markets are
That's
just
a really
fucking
clever
great.
idea.
Markets are cool. I love the trinkets. I have a little I went to a secondhand store once and bought this cursed object that I called Ronaldo, and I think he's a gorilla, but I'm not too sure. And he's been with me for like 10 years. I think it's that doorbell just went.
Is that the gorilla in the lounge?
Yeah, you know the one.
All right.
And then I've also got Harambe, but that's a different story.
Oh, rip.
But yeah, so I don't know.
There's some good shows though that are like promoting. Well, good show is debatable, but there are some shows like Love Island does stuff with their fashion where the people who go on there, all the clothes that they wear, it's not allowed to be brand new. It has to be
okay.
all their clothes have to be bought secondhand off eBay, and they like
Right.
advertise it throughout like the whole show.
Oh, wow.
So everything
okay.
they do, because they wear like a stupid amount of different clothes every episode,
Yeah.
but they're all
Yeah.
secondhand, and then they sell those clothes on again once like the show finishes.
That's
And then
really
that's
smart, but I love that you said there's some really good shows. And there's like Love Island.
I totally didn't watch an entire series with Millie, but it's all good.
And we sort of almost got there back when we were talking about the smartwatch and you got into sleep again, and then somehow we managed to just go away from it
Yeah,
again.
it's,
for like
it's
tons of
difficult because we'll be
time.
talking about that fucking clothes thing for 500
Yeah.
hours, which is not going to
Yeah.
work. Shout out to Jake.
Yeah, GG.
What? Hey, it might work one
No,
day.
darling, it was just being very savage because it was
Sleep.
funny. I love you. Sorry.
It's
I
okay.
have to.
So-
like, do you want me to not bully you? Because I cannot.
No, it's okay.
I'll just cry myself to
What-
sleep later.
What do you mean, do you want him? You have to bully
I know,
him.
but I
That's what you
like.
get paid for.
I need to check in every now and then.
No. You're part of the channel. You bully him.
Okay.
You check in afterwards once it's all over and done with these.
Check in on
crying
personal
mess.
hours.
Right, you heard
exactly, yeah.
chat. You know what it's about.
This is like it's like this scene in Fury where like Brad Pitt forces the new tank guy to shoot the German. He's like,
Yeah,
"You
yeah.
gotta fucking do it! You gotta fucking do it, son!" And he's
Yeah.
like, "No, I don't want to shoot the German." He's like, "Do it! Do
That's
it!
literally
do
it.
it!"
Someone can make that edit with like my face.
And there's our opener. Yeah.
Yeah, and Ellis.
Yeah, that's the clip beforehand.
We need to get the Fury clip, superimpose me above Gabby, with Gabby pointing the pistol towards Jake.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Do it!
No, so
Come on, Norman.
okay, so on the topic of sleep, we opened up with Ellis saying that he didn't sleep well. And I kind of just wanted to delve a little bit deeper into sleep, have a proper conversation about it and what the fuck is actually going on. Because the more I learn about it, the more I'm like, this is really fucking interesting. The stuff that sleep does for your body. And the more I learn about it, the more I realize how shit I am at it. So basically,
I feel that.
this smartwatch recently showed that I was having what we presumed to be apnea attacks in the middle of the night. So my blood oxygen level was just dropping off the face of the planet, sometimes as low as about 82%. And some nights quite bad, up to probably about 15 minutes maximum. Other times quite good, about maybe like 1 minute-ish, right? So we freaked out a bit. Well,
Hang on. They would spike down to 82% momentarily for about like 10 to 20 seconds before going back
that's
up.
what
to,
an apnea attack is.
Yes, but you I think that people might have been misconstrued as that like it was at 82% for 15 minutes.
That's what it was.
Oh no, was it really?
Yeah.
Oh okay.
It's like, oh god damn, you gotta see a doctor.
So I don't know what do you want me to tell you? It was low,
Yeah.
and it wasn't good. So we went to a doctor.
It's like fuck, it's worse than I thought it was. Like,
no, so it was it was there for about like on and off about 15 minutes, and so we we went to a doctor and had a sleep apnea test done. Turns out I don't have sleep apnea, but I have a partial collapse of the upper respiratory system when I sleep.
Oh,
And
wow.
it makes sense because 5 people in my family are diagnosed with sleep apnea. So it seems like I got diet sleep apnea. Sleep apnea light.
Sleep
Sleep
apnea light.
apnea zero.
they got the premium plus subscription.
Yeah, I got
Got this
that,
here on the SD.
What is it? Aspartame.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So with that, there's a few things that we could try, but what I found out, and get this, right? This happened to me recently. I had a phone call last night with this doctor, and he was like, okay, well, I'm looking at your sleep chart that you've sent through. What I can see is that you're having these collapses when you go into deep sleep. So your throat is like this, right? Like this.
Wide open.
When you're in light sleep, it's rigid. When you go into deep sleep, and this is for everyone, all those muscles relax and they become squishy. When you have a sleep apnea attack, those muscles just go meow, and that's when people go and they can't
That's how
breathe.
closing it up.
Yeah. When it's a upper respiratory kind of collapse, it just kind of goes in. So I'm still getting oxygen, I'm still getting enough, yes, but not as much as like a
Just.
sleep apnea full-on attack.
Yeah.
But also not enough compared to someone who doesn't have any sleep issues.
Yeah.
So you'll yeah.
So I'm talking to this guy and I'm like, look, okay, this is my history, this is my medical history, all the diagnoses we talked about previously, the ADHD and the PCOS and all that shit. And I was like, you know, I'm trying to lose weight, blah, blah, blah. I know if I'm not getting enough sleep, that, after research, contributes to insulin resistance. And he's
it
like,
does, because it raises your cortisol levels.
Yeah, but this is literally what he told me last night, Kathy. He was like, so what's happening with you is that you go into a deep sleep, the muscles relax. When they relax, you're not getting enough oxygen in. That forces you into a light sleep. It doesn't wake you up, it just puts you into a light sleep. When that happens, you are getting micro doses of cortisol throughout the night. Yeah. Every time that happens, you are forcing your body to produce more insulin resistance. Mm-hmm. He said you are literally gaining weight while you sleep. And what? I was like, all right, guys, I'll see you later. I'm fucking done. I was like, I cannot fucking do this, because like the only way to help with the insulin resistance is to make sure you get a deep sleep throughout the night. But because I'm basically microdosing cortisol for like 7 to 8 hours at a time, apparently, he's like, it contributes to your weight gain. And if it's been doing that over the period of about 10 years, then, you know, just think how much that has, what's it called? Like,
affected?
Yeah.
Had a compounded effect.
Compounding effect. That's what I'm looking for, Kath. Thank you. So I was just like, okay, what do I do? And he's like, well...
Just don't.
Yeah, basically, he was like, you can get a pillow.
Just be better, okay? Just try to sleep better, and that'll be fine.
Better. No, so I was like, okay, so you can get a mouthpiece for it. You can get a pillow. He was like, you could get a CPAP machine, but if you get one of those, it's actually probably going to do more harm because it might actually be more disruptive to your sleep. But like, I didn't realize excuse me, I had a little cheeky hiccup there. I didn't realize to the full extent how much sleep has an effect on that.
It has a huge effect.
And I had no idea, like I knew, but I didn't know. Like, and on top of that, like the clearing of bad buildup of chemicals in your brain, things such as beta amyloid, which is like what they find in people who have Alzheimer's, how sleep just helps you to be an absolute better person. And
yeah,
I got officially diagnosed with insomnia after years of knowing but not doing anything about it. And so
you're
now,
like, what? You're joking. Oh.
What is insomnia? Me?
That is so I'm shocked. That is well shocking.
So that's something that I now need to fix. And I thought I'd let you guys know, because let's say sorry, I'm chewing on a bit of ice now. Cut the camera.
You gotta keep that in, yeah.
It's okay, fine.
Oh, that's not going anywhere.
Now that I know that, let's say I'm essentially being referred to a sleep clinic to try and help me. And in let's say 10 to 20 weeks time, we touch base again on this podcast, see how things are doing. I'm going to use this as like a goalpost thing and see okay, what's
on
changed
episode 30,
in that time.
we'll revise it.
Yeah. So that happened to me. And I think after learning that and understanding a bit more about sleep, the first person that came to mind was Ellis.
Hello.
And
let's talk about your sleep.
Yeah,
Alice.
because you would you consider yourself an insomniac? Because there has been times where I've been just shit posting on the WP chat, not being able to sleep.
Have insomnia.
It's about 3 or 4 in the morning. This motherfucker replies.
Yeah.
or where we've been in New Zealand and it's the opposite time over there. And you put something in at 3 p.m. New Zealand time, you're they probably won't be awake. And then Ellis replies 2 minutes later, lol. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you're like,
yeah.
You pretty much operate on New Zealand time.
No, I mean it depends. I get bad nights and sometimes it's fine. I was up. What was it yesterday at? God, 7:30.
Jesus.
Take Kath to.
Yeah, but it completely killed you.
I mean, yeah, but
you had
that
to
would
come
kill,
back home and then have a nap.
But that would kill me no matter what. That getting up that. That used to kill me back when I was working full time.
Yeah.
True.
It depends on the night. Sometimes I sleep absolutely fine, and other times I don't.
I don't know, man.
It completely depends.
What do you think,
who
Kath?
sleeps next to you?
The more active I am, the better I sleep.
Yeah, I will say that.
So-
I think as well, though, is that Ellis is one of those people who I think gets into deep sleep really quickly. Because there has been a number of times where I've woken him up because it's time to get up. and he'll like grumble at me or say something, and within 2 seconds he's snoring again. And I'll be like, darling, you're asleep, and he's like, no, I'm not asleep. I'm like, you're snoring, you're fucking asleep, my guy. And he does it all the time, and he'll swear blind that he wasn't asleep, and I'm like, Ellis,
that's because to me it feels
you're
like
asleep.
it's like a microsecond, because obviously I've just gone instantaneously without even realising it.
He snores a lot, yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, really?
That's in the family. All of us.
It's like a fucking warthog.
Yeah, it's bad.
Does he stop breathing?
Not that I've noticed.
Okay, because I was like,
he grinds his teeth a lot in his sleep.
I don't wake up during the night.
Okay.
That you're aware of.
No, but yeah. And when I do wake up, I remember it.
Yeah.
So yeah, he'll like grind his teeth in his sleep, or like he'll click his jaw a lot in his sleep.
Oh yeah, I used to do that.
That's
as terrible sleep as go.
I have a chipped tooth because of that. Like I used to grind my teeth and I chip the whole thing right off.
You can sit down.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, me?
Yeah.
No, Kath.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Well,
So I discovered with my smartwatch that I don't really get into deep sleep.
all right.
really?
Interesting.
So you're supposed to go through those cycles of
Yeah.
like REM, deep sleep, etc. I
Yeah.
barely get into deep sleep at all, so my sleep scores are always absolutely shocking.
That's
All right.
What do you know?
Have you shown that to a... Yeah, do you know why?
Nope. I also suffer with insomnia, and I suspect.
No, you don't. You do not suffer
I
with
do.
insomnia. No, fuck off. You slept for like 18 hours last night. That is not insomnia. It's the opposite.
All right, so sometimes I'll have insomnia, sometimes I'll have the complete fucking opposite.
I cannot remember the last time
Parasomnia.
I went to bed before you. In like the last 5 years.
Yes, but then I'll struggle to actually get to sleep. And I'll be
That's true. You
upstairs
do
for
struggle
ages.
to get to sleep, but
You're also not one to compare to, Ellis.
No, I mean,
But yeah,
the amount
so
you sleep, there is no way you could be an insomniac.
I've found lately that I need to basically at least twice a week sleep for like 16, 17, 18 hours in one go.
Yeah.
And in those big, long segments, are you getting enough deep sleep to then feel refreshed when you do wake up?
Probably not.
Oh, mate, you should do a sleep test, because like just going through Gabby's results were
Excuse
really
me?
interesting. What?
White Putin over here
Back
getting
away.
mad. You just called me cat.
Back away.
No, I was. What do you mean back away?
It was a dog.
Oh, right.
Virus
Oh my god, there's so
invaded.
much going on. I'm so good. Right. Fucking.
Too much
It's
stimulation.
me, your girlfriend, Cav.
I got confused.
Yeah,
Your Honor.
evidently. My darling.
I didn't mean to call you Kath. Sorry, I just got mixed up.
Oh, he actually looks embarrassed. I'm sorry.
I know. I didn't mean to
No,
call.
I know,
I would have
yeah,
got. I would have got Nick and Ellis's names confused. If it was the same
I've
situation.
called you
It's
Nick
like calling your
before because
teacher
your
mum.
names
Yeah.
both end in K and have four
Well,
letters
there you
in it.
go. Yeah, so that's fine. Everyone does it.
Yeah,
Anyway,
so I don't think I get anywhere near as much. I basically put it this way: I have constant nightmares. So obviously that's going to stop you from getting proper sleep because you're constantly. I think my brain is just constantly overworking.
yeah.
I keep a sleep diary, but I keep like a dream diary, and I can literally tell you, like 2 weeks ago, what I dreamt. Because I remember every one of my dreams when I wake up.
You, like Jake was saying, I think you should definitely do one of those sleep tests because they're really insightful. But you want one where they actually talk over the results with you.
Yeah, because the thing
Send
is
me
that
some links, BB.
Yeah.
they'll measure like a lot of things. It's not just like what your brain is doing. It's what your breathing's doing. It's what your heart rate's doing. It's what your blood oxygen levels are doing. It can measure like what position you're in as well, and then you can kind of correlate what level of sleep you're in with what position you're in and what your heart rate's doing and stuff. It tells you an absolutely huge amount of information.
But then I'm
then
a
a
bit
specialist.
like, is my Samsung watch really that accurate?
No, it's not.
Not
It's not accurate, but like it's not accurate enough to make a diagnosis for anything. But it still will give you a generally pretty good idea. But these sleep tests basically will have the one that we did on Gabby was basically just like a wristwatch type thing. You have like the carbon dioxide monitor that goes
That's
on your
the finger fleshlight.
Yeah, the thing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and then you have like a little thing on your sternum which you stick on, and it measures if you're snoring or not,
Heart
etc.
rate, all that.
And then basically you just go to sleep, try and get as much of a normal night's sleep as possible, and then it will measure like a huge amount of data that then gets sent back to the person who can kind of
Was it
help
expensive?
you. It was like 200 quid for the test. And then I think it was like 160 quid for the consultation as well. But like from that information, you can then find tidbits and insights and potential diagnosis that you didn't even know about conditions that you didn't even know existed.
They then
There's
send
other stuff
you-
can
And then
look into.
from that, you can just make like real small lifestyle changes, and it will vastly improve like your life, because you'll actually be able to sleep properly and your body will be able to function as intended.
Yeah, because
You know?
this is basically what my doctor said to me last night when I had the consultation. He said, look, you are stuck in a cycle, right? And this is very applicable to me. It might not be to you, but with my body, what's ended up happening is that I'm in a cycle of lack of sleep deprivation, chronic, which is causing baseline insulin resistance, combined with polycystic ovarian syndrome. That it's this cycle of like lack of sleep causes weight gain with the polycystic ovarian syndrome at the same time, means I'm not getting enough sleep. Big circle. He's like, you need to rip one of those pillars down. So if you can do one of
Sounds
those
kinda similar
things,
to me.
it will help with a snowball effect on absolutely everything else. And so that's what I found really interesting about it, because I had no idea how bad or how deep this kind of went. And if sleep is helping you when it comes to exercise, processing food, mental health, it underpins absolutely everything. Like, I am now learning as I'm transitioning from my early 20s into my late 20s and now into my 30s, that do not let anyone fuck with your sleep. Go to bed, sleep, wake up, get a full 8 night. You out partying? Don't. Go home and sleep. Go home and sleep, motherfucker. Because it's like one of the best things that you can do for yourself. Like, oversleeping obviously is not good. Maybe get thyroids checked, all that kind of stuff. But like, just in general, I was like baffled by how much information I received from this one consultation. He was like, look, I'm looking at your chart. I can see here that you predominantly sleep on your side. And I was like, how? You weren't there, man.
I was watching.
I was like, okay. But
I think
saying that, obviously it got worse when you're on your back and that kind of thing. So, and I told him about the Ellis. You probably relate to this as well. When I was younger, having that little my mind palace, little stories that you make up in your brain that you would go to, and it used to help me fall asleep. But now as an adult, that doesn't really happen. Yeah. All that kind of stuff, and they can just talk you through the whole thing and then refer you to the NHS for treatment. So it's the problem is the consultation. It's after the consultation that you want to start making the changes. But no, I just thought that was really interesting, and thought maybe talking to Ellis as well would be kind of good about it, because I mean, you sleep like shit.
Well, both Alice and I do.
Yeah.
So
Like he doesn't sleep enough, or sleeps at really random times, and I sleep too much.
Yeah, the main thing is it'll depend. Completely depends on the day. If it's a normal day, I'll be in bed at like 2. I'll sleep 8 hours. I'll be up at 10. No issues.
Yeah.
Absolutely fine. But just sometimes, like last night, I was in bed at 3, and I was up at 11:30. But for some reason, I just feel. I think probably because, driving 300 and something odd miles the 2 days beforehand, plus
It knocks you out.
plus I spent the entirety of yesterday working as well.
Yeah.
And we were up pretty early yesterday.
Yeah, and we were up at 8 o'clock in the fucking morning as well. 7 o'clock in the morning as well. I had to drive again into Cardiff in the middle of rush hour.
Yeah.
It's just
the smallest things can topple things over.
It's the build-up of stuff that gets me tired. Like tonight, I will probably sleep like an absolute baby, and I'll wake up tomorrow feeling great.
Yeah.
It's what normally happens when I get to this point, but just slowly but surely, a lot of little things can build up, and that makes me sleep worse because I'm doing more stuff during the day. Therefore, I want to spend more time relaxing in the evening to decompress, but I haven't got the time because it gets late. But I need to decompress before I can sleep.
I'm
Otherwise, my
stressed
brain's going
just
to be
hearing
going
about it.
7 million miles an hour. So I have the thing of that I will prioritize de-stressing my brain to make sure I sleep, because at least if I de-stress my brain, I'll maybe only get 5 or 6 hours sleep, but it'll be 5 or 6 hours of decent sleep. Whereas if I go to bed with my brain stressed, I'll probably sleep for an hour and a half and I'll be wide awake again.
Yeah.
And then I've got to come downstairs for about an hour to discombobulate my brain, so that I can go back upstairs. It's happened so often now that I know as soon as I wake up at night if I need to get up or not, because I will wake up with a form of tinnitus.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I'll wake up, I will be confused, I'll be tired, and I'll hear going on.
Oh my god!
And if I try and concentrate on something, I'll just get overwhelmed by lots of different threads of thought going on. And if that happens, I know that I've got to get up, come downstairs, make a cup of decaf tea, and just chill out for a bit, and let that. And once that ringing subsides, it tends to be that my brain has sorted its shit out, and I can then try and sleep again.
That's so cool that your brain has like an auditory ringing. To tell you that you need to chill out.
It's just so interesting because
it's like I've been to a gig.
Yeah, because I was during my conversation last night with this sleep doctor, I said to him,
"I'll be right back. I really need to pee."
Okay.
You guys just crack on. Just don't have the camera.
Thanks, Kath.
When I had this conversation last night with the sleep doctor, I said to him, "Look, this is going to sound insane, but when I go to sleep at night, if I get really tired and I can't fall asleep, sometimes I hear voices, and it's not that I'm hearing them in the room." It's random voices in my brain that are not my own. It's not my normal day-to-day go to the shop type, get a thing of milk. It's like, you need to pet the kitten. Where's it been? How long have you been there for? And it's these random sentences. And he said, look, that's completely normal. What it turns out is that you're having auditory hallucinations, that when you have a disconnect from sleep because of insomnia, what you ideally want the body to do is to become tired, paralyze itself, and then dream. But what's happening is that when you have that disconnect from like some kind of sleep disruptance, you end up getting tired, dreaming, then becoming paralyzed, and then falling asleep. So like it goes in a completely out of sync order. And so it's like sometimes that's how you get like sleep paralysis demons and all that kind of stuff, because you have sleep disruptance. So yeah, it's really interesting. And that auditory like tinnitus or tinnitus, however you pronounced it as well, that could be a form of that as well, is that you wake up and you know that you need to get up and you're having some kind of sleep, the dream chemicals are still in your brain, but you're not fully under. And it just absolutely shits the bed. I find it so interesting.
Yeah, it is. How do you sleep, Nick?
These motherfuckers. These motherfuckers right here.
I think you and I are probably on the complete other scale and probably have quite not many sleep issues.
I mean, I will say I'm like kind of really blessed in that, where I'll be like playing, like I put a meme in the chat in one of the group chats today, I'll play games at like all the way up to like midnight or something, and it's like a really super kind of violent, high energy, and I'll turn it off and I'll be like sweet, and I jump into bed and I'm asleep within like a minute. It's like
5 minutes later you're sleeping.
Gone, and then I wake up 7 o'clock. Done. Like,
I would love that.
How do you do that?
I think it's crazy. I don't like, because I'm the same in that respect as well. Like I can
like
pretty
10 p.m.
I can pretty much be asleep within like 5 to 10 minutes of the head hitting the pillow. Like, and I'm talking like completely out, and I will sleep through. I don't mean to brag, but I will sleep through all the way
totally as
like,
a brag though.
It's a braggable thing, and you know what?
Until 6:45, 7 a.m. and then I'm like, I could go back to sleep for a bit if I wanted to, or I could get up, which I usually end up doing. But like, it's not. I need that so fucking much, because if I don't have that, like, I know that I'm not me.
Yeah.
I'm irritable, I'm fucking grumpy, I'm just a bit of a fucking dick. I have no energy. Like, I'm just like, it's got to the point where I need to prioritize that like above anything. Because I know I will not, like, for this job especially, like, you can't be any of those things if you want to be a content creator.
I'm generally running off like probably 6 to 7 hours sleep every day. Like that at 8 I start to feel groggy when I wake up, and I'm like, oh, that was too much sleep. Like, I can't.
I'm between 6 and 8. If I get any more than 8, then I get groggy. But I've never ever had a problem staying asleep.
I slept for 17 hours yesterday.
Jesus. What the fuck, man?
It's getting to sleep that's my issue.
That's 3 days of sleep for me.
I'm very sensitive on the going to sleep side, but once I am asleep, I will sleep like an absolute fucking log.
It's just
I went to bed at I went to sleep
5.
at 7 p.m.
Oh,
I
it was
was
7
asleep. And then I woke up this morning at about 11.
Yeah.
I really hope, like, because this has been a bit of a health-focused podcast, I think, but, like, I really hope, like, us talking about stuff will inspire people to then go and do something about their own stuff. If anything we're saying is like, oh yeah, that rings a bell, I have that actually, or that doesn't sound normal, you know, or that sounds familiar, like, you know, because then at least we can actually help other people, like, who are in similar positions and stuff. So if you are one of those people, let us know in the comments.
Yeah, I think it's also good just to...
It's nice hearing from you and nice knowing that we've had a positive impact on people's lives.
Yeah, it's good to hear how other people live and do things that are so basic to existence, such as sleep. And it's just not really talked about or, like, protected enough. And I think that's something that I'm learning as I get older. Like, when you're younger, there's this element of, like, do all the stuff, consume all the media, do all the things. Like, it'll be points.
Stay up all night drinking.
Yeah. And, like, while I get it, and I've been there, and, you know, you got to do what you got to do. Now I'm like, oh, man, like, things are changing. And you know what? I'm not even mad about it. I'm not even mad because I could be in a much healthier position in my life and be better and happier if I could do something about it. So, speaking of bodily functions, though.
Is this going to be what I think it is?
Oh, we're going to shit again.
No.
Yeah, let's go.
We're going to piss.
Oh, spicy.
Oh, yeah.
Mix it up a bit.
It's okay. It's not that long of a story. Jake and I were coming home from the event that we went to the other day. And it was a nice drive. You know what? On the way home, let's just stop in a McDonald's, right? We're starving. It's about 7 o'clock. We just need to eat, and then we go home, and we can just do our thing. So
Was it on the motorway?
coming back, I think it was Reading.
Yeah, is it?
Oh, I stopped at Reading as well.
Did you?
The
Yeah.
service is at Reading.
Yeah.
Oh, we went to that weird retail park like 2 miles after the services.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, I
Oh,
stopped at the services.
So we
fair
stopped
enough.
off in the McDonald's, and we had dinner, and all was fine. And then, as you do before you're about to hit the road again, we're like, okay, let's go for a piss. And so Jake and I, we go down. Jake said he's going to go pee first. And I was like, yeah, sure, no worries. So he pops off, and I was like, oh, you know what? I should probably go as well. So I go into the ladies' bathroom, right? And I go in, and for some reason, when I go to close the door on the toilet I'm in, it sounds like wood is cracking from a tree. It's like, and I'm like, oh God. And so I was like, fuck, that's a lot of noise. I was like, okay, be quiet. Close the door, sit down to go for a tinkle. Now, the lady next door starts pissing like a racehorse. It is frothy. It's proper like I've never heard a woman piss like that. I have never. It was.
Are we talking like if you imagine a hose with someone's thumb over it, but it also has like soap in the water?
It's heavy water landing in heavy water. Yeah. And I was like, oh man, and it was super weird because like. Normally, in women's bathrooms, I don't know if you've experienced this, Kath, they can be foul. You can experience things in there, but you don't normally hear things because women tend to be quite quiet about their things. I mean, I remember being in high school and turning on the taps, right? Because so then people wouldn't hear me pee. It was so common, Nick. All the girls would be like, "Can you turn the taps on for me?" So people wouldn't hear them pee. They would just waste water. And it's like. Yeah. Looking back at it, I'm like, that's fucking ridiculous. Yeah,
very different.
In the guys' stories, people pride themselves on like
pissing
going
the
up
loudest.
so you can fucking rip the loudest fart whilst they're taking
or
a
you'll
piss.
sit there and go,
Gobbling
fucking
like
hell, dude.
Yeah.
You need to go to the toilet more often.
Wow. So I was like, okay, cool, that's fine. So this has been a bit of a weird toilet visit, no worries. And so then I come out, I wash my hands, and then I'm looking for Jake, and I can't find him, and he's out in the parking lot. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So I head out, and then we start heading towards the car. And then Jake's like, did you have a really loud toilet door? And I was like,
no.
Yeah, did you hear that from next door? And he's like, I went into the women's bathroom. And I was like, was that you pissing like a fucking racehorse? And he's just like, yeah. And I was like, no, it fucking was not. And so he was like, yeah, because like I saw this lady in the bathroom.
I was not expecting
and I was
that.
like, oh, I was going to say on the wrong one. But I was just like, oh my fucking, I was like, I wondered because like, that is not normal. No woman pisses with such velocity. And I realized it's because he was standing He was standing and pissing into the toilet. So it was because of the distance and the volume of piss. I was like, that was, oh my God. We got into the car.
How did you go into the women's?
Because I was really tired after we did the event at the thingy. And then
So was I. I still walked into the
women's.
blokes twice.
But I asked
Well,
him, I
Once
said,
at Reading
look,
Services and once near Cardiff, and I still didn't go in the wrong fucking toilet.
I know, but I
think
said
I was
to him, like, Jake,
preoccupied.
did you not see that there was no urinals? There was like nothing on the wall. He's like, yeah, I thought it was a bit weird.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, it's probably just the layout
my guy?
of the restaurant. They probably didn't have space to put urinals in or whatever. So I was like, okay, no worries, because I was the only one in there. Then I go for a fucking racehorse piss, apparently, and then come out.
You are so lucky.
I was about to say that. You're so
Yeah.
lucky.
And then a woman like walks in, like whilst I'm washing my hands and stuff. She didn't even realize. She just didn't even fucking look that I was there.
The hair. It's the hair.
Oh my God! But no, then I was like, I was tempted
Stealthing
to
his
say
way
to her.
in.
I was tempted to say to her. Actually, got into a cubicle like, "Oh, sorry. I think this is the men's."
No. Oh
She's
my
like, that's a
God.
very masculine looking woman.
Yeah.
So I don't know. She just thought like. If she just she was a bit older, so I don't know if she just didn't pay attention to me, or maybe she couldn't see me properly, or whatever. But then I walked out, and I was just like, "Oh, that was really weird." And then I realised as I walked out, I was like, "Oh fuck, that was the women's bathroom." I just was
Lucky fucker.
I was just not fucking paying attention at all.
The hair has finally paid off. That's a hell.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
This the
Fuck.
racehorse
I, like-
pisser back at
I
it
do-
again.
I'm not one of those people like, "Oopsie, I went into the ladies again." Like, no, like fuck it.
But
That's
it
not like.
was the calculation
might
in
not
your
think that.
eyes. You could see, you know, the lady who's doing all the math. It was Jake when he was talking to me. He was just like, Did you have a really loud door?" And it was like, yeah.
Please don't.
Because I was like, it was proper loud. I thought you might have heard it from like Nick and Nat.
At the other side.
He was next
Yeah.
door,
Fucking
pissing
hell.
it up
that
big
is
style.
The jonkest
But then
thing Jonk has ever jonked.
I know,
I was going to say,
yeah.
it's the jakest
This is-
thing in the world.
This is the second time this has happened, and I remember this has happened before
What?
as well. I went to again. I'm just fucking preoccupied. I see a toilet door. I go, "This one's for me."
I've got a shit real bad.
And then I think I can't remember. Maybe I did need a shit. I can't remember. Anyway, it was at TGI Fridays in Cardiff and St David's too, right? And it was like kind of a quiet night. And then
Until I started pissing.
in the restaurant, I mean, and then so I go into this toilet, like I think because I needed to use the toilet, so it must have been for a poop, and then I was like, sat down and I looked over, I was like, "Oh, that's weird. They got one of those tampon bins in here." Men don't need tampons, and then like it clicked.
Oh, well.
As I was pooping, I was like, "Oh no!" And then I heard a bunch of I think some girls came in and then left again, and then I was like, "Right, fucking, I've got to get out of here because I'm in the wrong toilet." So I had to quickly go out, wash my hands, and then get the fuck out of there.
So
But
were
yeah.
you halfway through shitting when you realised?
Yeah.
So you had
Yeah,
to
totally.
finish the shit.
I must have been, yeah. So I did the old cough technique where as it plops, you go, "Pah!" And then it,
The
That would be even
manliest
worse because they
cough.
could tell it was a man coughing.
yeah,
You
no.
really are a breed of your own, mate.
So
Look, it's only happened twice in like 32 years. It's
paint
not
this
bad.
picture. Paint this picture.
Jake, do you have an idea how many times it's happened to me? None.
Yeah.
Because I can read a fucking sign.
Change the
Or
point of
you
view.
don't
Change the
You
point
don't
of
even
view.
realize. You don't even realize that you've done it.
There is a group of teenage girls who have gone
Yes.
out on a night out and they're hanging out with their mates and they're like, oh my god, let's just go into the bathroom. Let's let's go freshen up, whatever. I'm gonna go pee. Put the taps on. They go in there. It reeks of shite. It reeks, and not just shite, man
This is a
shite.
man's shite,
Which is a whole other level.
Oh, it's-
and
yeah, it's
then
different.
while they're in there, like, oh my god, and I can imagine it. They're like, oh my god, what the fuck is that? And then they hear, they're like, oh my god, they would have sprinted out of that fucking bathroom.
Kabloosh.
Oh my fucking god.
So yeah, it's so I don't. But again, I don't mean to be in that. I respect people's privacy, etc., etc., etc. I can definitely see how a male presence in a female bathroom would be unwanted and unwelcome. It's just my own
But yeah, you still
stupidity.
went in there twice.
Yeah, a little peeper.
Well, no, that's not. I'm not fucking going. "Oh no, here go my ladies' toilet." It's like
There's
it's
another
genuine,
Me, I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I mean,
genuine
You
accident.
nasty boy.
I'm pretty sure there was another woman in that bathroom. So it was me, you, and another lady in that toilet.
Yeah, the other lady
she must
was
have
the one.
the piss as well.
No. I was the only one in there because all the cubicles were free. You then went into the one left of me.
No, to the right of you. Were you in the middle?
I can't remember.
Because if you were not in the middle, that piss was far louder than what I thought it was.
I would have been in the middle.
Right, because
or maybe there was,
I was to the right of you and there was a lady to the left.
There might have been 4 doors.
Was there
I think I was
gaps
in the second one.
under the cubicles?
Oh yeah, probably.
So
yeah.
if there's a woman next to you is just hearing this flow and seeing standing feet facing the toilets.
Actually,
Anyway.
that reminds me. When I was in Canada, I went on holiday there, and I went to a public bathroom, and for some reason, I think this is quite common in America as well. They have tiny little gaps in the cubicles.
Oh yeah,
It's
in the
in
door.
the actual door
In the
between
door.
the door and
Yeah.
the frame,
Yes.
right?
Oh,
I
yeah,
think it's,
yeah.
I don't know if it's a safety
Horrendous.
thing, but there was a cleaner. I remember one time I was just like, I was going to the toilet and then this cleaner was just mopping up. And then all of a sudden, I saw this little eye appear between the slits. And she goes,
No thanks.
always pissing on the floor. And I was like, what? And she said
This
it
is
loud.
not
She
how
was
you
like-
take a piss.
She pronounced P with a B. She was like, always a bissing on the floor. And I was like, who's bissing on the floor? I was just like, right. And I like cleaned up and left. And I said to my friend at the time, I was just like, what the fuck was that about? I have never experienced anything like that before. Apart from the
God,
one
that's
time
so
a child
weird.
crawled into the cubicle. That was weird.
Oh yeah, that's not good. Yeah, fuck that. Because I've seen cubicles like that, and I'm like, dude, why is there a fucking gap?
Yeah.
Like, why could people see me? This is that's the whole point of having a door. Don't have a door if you can see
So
through the door, right?
disconcerting. It was like when we were going through LAX on the way to New Zealand. It was like that we went to the toilets, and I had my eyes like trained on that gate the entire time. I was so nervous.
Yeah.
I was like, someone is gonna peep on me.
I know, it's so weird. And like, the thing is, okay, another thing though with children is that they know no boundaries, and parents,
No.
like when they're that overwhelmed,
Don't
they're
wanna
not
teach
paying
them.
attention.
Yeah.
And I remember one time I was in this mall bathroom and I was going for a piss, and this child crawled underneath my cubicle.
I've had that happen to me before.
my
and I
God.
kind of was like, no.
Kick him
And-
back under.
And I got my foot and I kind of kicked them out. like it wasn't a full
Yeah,
kick.
I've definitely done that. You know where you can put your foot out and like slide a kid out the way with your foot.
Yeah.
Like
It
that.
was
I know
Kinda
that
like-
sounds like I do that on the regular.
You know when you get your foot, but you basically don't kick
So you
them,
don't
but you
kick
just
them. You just use the weight of your leg to slide them out the way.
Yes.
very fast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Against the wall.
I've done that a few times. I've actually had it happen a few times where the kid has like come under the door, and I'm like, no,
Fuck off.
Yeah. Don't know.
leave.
Yeah.
I've kind of gone, oh, what are you doing there? And they're looking at me like, bah, 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 bah. And I'm like, someone collect the fucking child.
Yeah, you just get your demon baby. Like, I put my foot against, I think it was like either its shoulder or its side, and I was just like, push, and I just like rolled this kid out back onto the thing, and someone
Yeah.
was like, oh my god, and they collected the child and ran off. But it was just like, fucking, you know, oh.
Sort your
Keep an
shit
eye
out.
on your fucking kid.
I can
Well,
understand
you know.
child leashes now, to be honest. Like,
Yeah, oh yeah, 100%.
I was
Yeah.
like, you still look at me like, oh, who would do that? You're like, I get it.
Yeah, you're like, I get it.
Hook him up at the toilet door like a horse.
Just dangling like, yeah.
Kind of like when you see kids like having an atomic wedgie. Just do that with the
Yeah.
with the lead. Just pop them on the back of the door like straight.
Just arms flailing.
That kid's gonna scare the shit out of whoever uses the cubicle. Because the person will close the door.
Open the
and
door.
they'll be like,
That's like a Dark Souls boss.
Turbo wedgie kid.
Oh my god.
Hey, if it keeps
Oh,
that kid
so
away
good.
from my fucking toilet cubicle whilst I'm dropping ass because I decided to eat cheese at lunchtime, you know, like
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that kid rolled out with pink eye. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're crawling under.
yeah.
What just happened there, Nick?
Oh my god.
Look, I'm moving house, right? And I packed all my stands. I didn't know I was going to be on the freaking podcast today. So my light just fell down. Because I
Is it like held up with duct tape and stuff?
Yes.
Nice,
So
cool.
the next time you see Nick, he might be in his brand new days.
Yeah, brand new swanky apartment in London.
Swanky.
London.
Has it actually finally all gone through now?
Yeah. Moving in tomorrow.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
completions tomorrow. So yes.
Good shit.
I only
Completion.
took a
You've
year
been
of
edging for like a
painstaking
year.
tears. Oh yeah, yeah, many tears, much depression.
I laughed too hard at my own joke, but it was funny, so whatever.
Oh man, oh, good on you, dude. We'll have to come and see it when it's all ready.
Yeah.
All right,
yes,
invite yourself to his
Yeah, I know,
house.
right? That's what I was thinking.
Rude.
All right.
I think I'm giving you my
You guys can
address.
come as well.
Yeah.
All right. Me, Gabby, Kath, and Ellis will come and visit your house.
Actually, that's a good point. Does Nick need to
I know
update
it.
his address with the business?
It's totally something we should talk about on the podcast.
Yeah.
No,
100%.
because it just made me
My new
realize
address
I don't have
is-
to know it anyway.
Yeah. What is your new address, Nick?
Well,
I can just
it is-
put it down.
Yeah.
It is 69.
I changed my phone number
Go
as
fuck
well.
yourself,
Yeah.
mate.
Oh man.
And your full and last name?
Yeah,
And
what's
your
your
national
blood
insurance
type?
number?
National insurance number. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Well, that's really exciting.
That'll go well.
Yeah.
Are you all packed up then, or what?
Like pretty much everything but my computer. So like once we're done
cool.
here, I'm like, I'm gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm off the
Nice.
grid for like
Nice.
for like
I'm
a weekend.
disconnecting. I'm
Yeah.
in my own lane.
Yay. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's
Good
really
on you.
cool.
Congrats.
I know. It's,
Thank you.
It's a big deal.
It
Yeah,
has
That's
been
huge.
just the worst experience of my life.
Yeah,
How's
me
it?
and Gabby have kind of like
Not
Wouldn't recommend
surprised.
It has cost more. It is just the journey has just been like horrendous dealing with lawyers.
remember anyway.
The journey is usually the part you remember anyways. But
Oh yeah, you're not
You're
going to
not
forget
forgetting that
this.
anytime soon.
Yeah.
etched into my memory. Lawyers
Yeah.
suck. Real estate agents suck. And
Yeah.
you're going to spend way more than what you anticipated. So don't do it. But then also,
Yeah, whatever you
Just stay where you
budget
are.
for like moving and dealing with stuff, you always end up needing more.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
I planted like an extra 10 grand just because you're gonna need it. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, it's been. I mean, you guys have like drip fed us stuff as it's been happening, and we're like, oh my god, like poor Nick and Millie.
We started this journey literally a year ago. It
Yeah.
was.
I mean, the offer was accepted in fucking February.
Yeah.
It's now July.
Yeah.
There's not an acceptable
It's
amount
almost
of time.
August.
That's mental.
Yeah.
It's nearly August. That's like 6 months for
What's
fucking
been
house
causing
sale to go
delay?
through.
Do you know?
Because with leaseholds, you have to do with the landlord,
Right,
the
yeah.
actual freehold owner, and this is a company who owns it rather than just a single person.
Right.
So like, we had 5 whole weeks in this whole part where they just weren't responding to the sellers.
Useful.
And then so like
Really
it was
useful.
but then I don't think the sellers were following them up enough. Like pick up the phone, like I don't know, berate them, do something.
Yeah.
And then once that sort of got finalized, our lawyer was having problems. And then we essentially were like to our lawyer, look, we sent a big email and like copied in the partner, so like the big chief guy of the firm, being like, this is unacceptable, things are going too slow. Our lawyer then took herself off our case. She's like, look, I can't meet your needs, so I'm
What?
gone. I'm passing you on to my
Wow.
colleague. I was like, oh my god. And Millie is a lawyer herself, and she's like,
Yeah.
we deal with some like clients that just berate us, like they get personal. Like we didn't get personal, we're just like, this is not professional. They get personal to her and they still like keep them on, and she just like full on just dropped us.
Just dropped you guys.
And then
See ya.
yeah,
Peace.
and then so we had to get another lawyer, and then she essentially had to go start again. I had to look over all the documents because she had to sign off on them. It was just this been
God.
thing after thing after thing.
You know.
That sounds like a clusterfuck.
It has been, yeah. So off the air, I'll tell you their names, so you never go with them. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, at any point, you be just like, should we just fuck this off and look for another one? Because this is like taking too long now. Or are you like
'Cause that would
committed?
take more time, though, wouldn't it?
it
You've already
would,
started
it would
the
take
process.
more.
Probably.
Yeah.
And I would have
Oh,
thought
yeah.
that you'd already have paid like certain fees
Yep.
and stuff.
Mm.
for
Oh, you're
certain-
already
Already far
yeah.
enough
Yeah.
into it that's not worth it anymore.
Yeah.
Fuck. Oh, God, 6 months.
That's
Jeez.
just so
Yeah.
little.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, man. Oh,
But here
well, at
you
least
are
you guys have.
now.
Yeah, you've done it finally. Moving in tomorrow.
Yeah.
As a housewarming present, definitely need to get you a live, laugh, love sign.
Oh,
Yeah.
please.
Yes.
Please.
Yeah, you're
like I
welcome.
want like big vinyl stickers. Like we've got a big wall that you can put it on there.
Yeah.
Go
When
on there.
above the bed.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
With our faces on it.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
With that, we're adding that on now, guys.
Just a big like oil painting of your guys' faces. Thank you.
Yeah.
Everyone in WP,
But me.
Well, we did get Ellis and Kath a little fern for their housewarming present, and I'm hoping
cute.
it's still alive.
it's there already.
It did start to die because Kath left it in the downstairs toilet, so I've moved it back into the centre of the
He
big
needs
table.
to go with the poo frog. The poo frog was lonely.
There's not enough sunlight in there because
It's
of
too
the
toxic.
crystallised window. Yeah, and plus, like, combination of our turds. I mean, that's not really good for the planet.
God.
Oh my god.
Just to clarify, it's a picture of a frog, a Japanese frog.
Yeah, you don't have a
poo frog.
Yeah, it's the,
Natural
it's the bog frog.
made of poo.
I mean, we have the same
White
one.
corn.
I think Kath and
Yeah, you
I
do have the
got
same
it when
one,
we went to the British Museum.
Yeah, we went to the British Museum. We got
Yeah.
the same one.
God, go on, poo on the frog.
Okay.
What?
No, don't poo on the frog.
Back to shit again.
Shit on my
Oh god, this is impossible to stay away from
Why
poop.
are we
It's
so
ridiculous.
fecally
Frog downstairs and
orientated?
sailor duck at the top.
There's a word for it. It's called fecally retentive,
Why?
and you were either orally retentive. Oh no, sorry, I'm getting that mixed up. Orally retentive or anally. No. You know what? Just ignore that
Are
last
you
what I
eating
said.
poo now?
I was trying to.
Long story
remember
short,
something
Jake wants anal.
Yeah, I'm pretty much.
Okay.
I was trying to regurgitate something I learned in psychology, but I can't remember what it was. They're basically kids obsessed with piss and kids obsessed with poop. I think we're all the poop ones.
Apart from Ellis.
Yeah, I'm not interested.
What about?
It's just a facet of my life that I have to deal with.
So you're a poop one by
sorry.
default.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Meme comments.
Should we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Meme comments.
time
Meme
for
comments
memes.
time.
Okay, do like
We're on
a,
meme
do
comments.
a new transition song into this, please.
Oh.
But we did that last week. We need another one.
Oh. Okay.
What's
I'll
another
go get my
song we
guitar,
can
one
rip
sec.
off?
Oh, he's getting the guitar.
Oh, it's getting the
Oh,
guitar.
gosh.
Oh, is this how it's going? Is it?
All right, okay. Should I get my harmonica and horrendously
Oh, okay.
play?
Is this how we're
Do you
going?
want me to get
Alright,
my
hang on.
ocarina out?
Yeah, let's go. Let's all
Okay.
play an instrument horrendously.
Oh my God! Is everyone getting
Yeah,
instruments ready?
yeah.
Yeah.
I got my 7-string fan fret ready.
Right.
Oh god damn.
Okay. This is the first time we've performed this song. We have never played it before. Is everyone ready?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel a bit out of thing
Wait.
here though because mine's electric.
Well, that's okay. Just point the mic at it and hope for the best.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Okay, you all ready? Okay, right. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, go.
Stop.
Feel right when you're gone away.
Meme comments.
Nailed it.
Perfect.
Nice.
Here. Thanks, guys. The name's Wide Putin. I'll be here all day.
Alice, do you want to do the first one?
What is the biscuit one?
No, skip the biscuit one.
Because the biscuit one doesn't really work, so you need to be able to see it.
Yeah.
So the first one is really stupid. Actually, they're both kind of dumb this time. So I think this was after the last week where we were off and then had the 2 streams at the end of the week. I think. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah.
I think this is where I remember reading this. Let me get my smarm on. 2 seconds.
You don't need to do a voice.
Do a voice.
Is it really too much to ask for a schedule or even notice in advance of a stream? Streamed 20 hours ago, but no notification at all? ? Sorry to be a prick, you are. But it's really not that hard to give a heads up about a stream on your social pages.
I mean,
In answer to your question, yes.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
came in
Yes,
sweet.
it is. We
I
are-
did reply to them,
we
and
are
I
busy.
said,
Yeah, I replied to him as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's difficult. But like we talked about it last time. I'm not going to go into it again. But we do a lot of stuff, guys. We're not
There's so much stuff
professionals.
going on.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff
We're
going
just
on.
people trying to make content for a YouTube channel.
And that was a week from hell as well, a bit, to be honest. Like, there was
Yeah,
a
it
lot
was.
going on.
Yeah.
The last
The
2 weeks
worst-
have been
yeah.
insane.
It was the worst time to ask that question.
Yeah.
So just to give a quick rough overview of the last month, well, this month we've had so far, we've done 2 events, one in London, both of them in London. So that's 2 days dead. No, 4
Like-
days dead
like
straight
4
away
days
if you
out, yeah.
if you include travelling and recovery. So that's 4 days out of the month or out of the month already gone. Then we had 1, 2, 3, 4 different sponsorships in the last month.
Yep.
One of which being a video which you will have seen by the time this comes out, I believe.
Yes.
And that took and that had to be done in a week.
It was a very short space of time.
Yeah.
Generally, episode production takes like 3 to 4 weeks to turn an episode around from
And
us
this is
starting
2.
to play it to us finishing it, and it was half that time.
Yeah.
So a lot of you'll notice we didn't stream for an entire week.
We were
That's the
recording
reason why.
like crazy.
Yeah, because we. Yeah.
And then we had 2 sponsor streams at the end of that as well.
Yes.
All of which require extra preparation.
Yeah.
Then there was the sponsor for Surfshark, which then means we need to record extra stuff and then do more titling and then script, etc., etc., etc. And you know what we're like, we don't like to do a normal advert unless we literally don't have any time. You can always tell if we're like really balls to the wall because you'll just get Jake's face basically reading out a script, and that's it. That's if we have literally like a day to do it or something.
Yeah.
But otherwise,
Or if the client wants it that way. But
Yeah.
More
Like-
times than not, they don't really mind.
yeah. And then at the same time, we're still keeping up with normal podcast production, normal episode production,
Yeah.
and
Normal
everything else,
streams where we can.
everything else that goes with it on top of
And
that.
then members
Yeah.
were like not feeling well, so they weren't able to be
Yeah,
there.
Kath-
and
So like
Kath was
I was
dead for
out
2
for the
weeks.
entirety of like last week. 'cause-
Jake and Gabby are buying her in the same process that Nick was just talking about trying to purchase a house.
Well-
So they're doing fucking house viewings and all sorts and dealing with estate agents and whatnot.
That one's difficult
Like-
because I feel a bit like it's suffering from success. Do you know what I mean? It's like we're in this point where we're like, we are so lucky to be in a position where we can do that, but it still burns you out. You know?
it's still busy, and it's at the end of the day, it's still work.
Yeah.
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 It's true.
Yeah.
I think it's relative. Like it is a result of doing well and being successful, but at the same time, it still fucking sucks.
Yeah. We need to go back and actually it'll help with the next podcast if we do answer that original question we're going to do this time, is what did we all do before this?
Yeah.
You'll
I think a
really
topic to do.
understand why we struggle so much with keeping up with what we're doing, because none of us have been in any sort of performance career
Nope.
at all. Like Jake and I were behind the scenes boys.
Yeah.
He held a boom mic. I fixed people's computers.
Yeah.
Gabby was actually a behind-the-scenes girl as well, with graphic design and advertising. Yeah, it's just not a front-facing role. Kath was front-facing to an extent, but then hasn't.
I was all customer service.
Yeah, but you didn't work. Yeah, you haven't worked since what, like 2016.
2017.
And Nick, I don't think you were front-facing either.
Nah, like
were you?
every just
There's an element of
And neither was Alex.
front-facing.
Alex was phone-based.
Yeah.
It was insurance.
There's a bit of it when it's like customer service, but that's
Yeah.
general people skills. But to the point where you're actually creating entertaining content,
Yeah, when you're performing, I mean, we're literally
Yeah.
acting stroke performing. Like,
it's very different.
this is completely alien
But
to any of
I
us.
think what would be really good is like the reason I wanted to skip over that one for this week is obviously because Alex has a migraine. It would be good to kind of get into the depth of that because I'd love to hear his stories from insurance.
Yeah, definitely.
He's probably got some from
100%.
hell,
So yeah.
So-
Is it too much to ask for a schedule? Yes. When
Yes.
times
Yeah.
are like this, we will forget the small things. I would say count your blessings for the big things and everything running normally.
Yeah.
I would
But
also
we do
like to
forget the
point
small
out.
things.
I would also like to point out though that 3 posts previous to this guy's post, Clover put on all of our socials that there won't be a schedule. This
Things go and get a bit busy.
keep an eye out for
Yeah.
stealth streams
Yeah.
Yes.
because they might happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bitch, just look at that.
no, it's too much. I want to
no,
schedule.
too much.
Yeah.
Like,
Or what the alternative would be is to just put a schedule out with nothing on it.
Yeah, you can just have a blank
just
one.
a blank graphic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then okay, I think Gabby should read out.
I
the
know. I
next
think
one.
you should read this one, Jake, because it's really badly written.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
no
really?
Punctuation.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, fine, fair enough. So this is on YouTube by the looks of things, on a video. So 3 minutes in, and I will admit me and the boyfriends will watch your vids in the background of sexy time, and there are 2 like 70-inch TVs side by side. No punctuation so far. So it's like insane boom boom loud on both sides. Confetti emoji. It's a good time if it's fairly casual, otherwise someone looks annoyed and not got off, crying, laughing emoji.
I'm really confused about this entire situation.
Yeah. So
Yeah, me too.
I think I've worked out what they're saying, but I don't know for definite. I think it means basically they're having a group orgy
Yeah.
with our content playing on like
270
270-inch
TVs.
TVs, and then occasionally it'll put someone off the orgy and they won't spaff
And they won't
everywhere. That's
commit
what
to
I
it.
got
Yeah,
from it,
I mean-
but I don't know if that's correct.
No, that sounds about right. The only thing is, I can't tell if boyfriend and boyfriends
Yeah.
was meant to be, because it might just be like
One
a
boyfriend.
Oh, like
typo.
a-
But if that is the case and there's multiple, power to you. Get your goodies in. But there's two 70-inch TVs side by side. First of all, why? First of all, why? What are you doing?
There's no ambiguity on that one because there's definitely
So-
typed out 270-inch
Yeah.
TVs.
When they
The
say
reason-
it's like insane boom boom loud on both sides, are they meaning boom boom on the
Yeah,
TV
so-
or boom boom
Yeah.
from the sex or and the
Yeah.
TV? Like
I'm picturing it like they're in the middle, whatever bed, whatever,
And a TV
and then two
either.
either side.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
And then it's
yeah, that's,
boom,
that's
boom, loud
exactly
on
what I'm
both sides.
thinking. Yeah,
ah,
yeah.
Is it so like I don't know, like during the act, if they get bored and it goes on,
Either of them can watch.
Yeah.
Enjoy it, like they could watch different episodes. But,
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
watching
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
Minecraft one. I'm watching one
Maybe.
on
The
I don't know,
Sims.
Apex Legends. Or, yeah, whatever.
And we start
Yeah.
talking about shit.
Yeah.
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 So the reason why I think it's multiple is because of the end sentence where they say if it's fairly casual, otherwise someone looks annoyed.
Yeah, it does
Someone
sound like
to me.
plural, doesn't it?
That gives me plurality. It doesn't
And
seem
not
like you're
go
talking about your
off.
partner. It
Yeah.
sounds like you're talking about someone in a group.
Yeah, unless
Well,
they
it
mean
could be someone as in like either me or them.
Yeah.
Like two
Yeah,
people.
but would you use someone in that context? Because I
Maybe
wouldn't.
English isn't their first language.
Usually, I think I would
just
say
saying.
one of us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that does make sense a bit.
Yeah.
What I know
Or
is
is
we
it
need
either
more
of us
info.
or something.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
We need
Yeah.
break this down for us, but
Break
not
this
too
down,
much because
please.
it will get banned by YouTube.
Yeah.
Just draw a diagram.
Yeah. But like, also, does that mean people hear our voices while they roll?
Oh yeah,
on
100%.
Well, they do the.
Right. Poll in Reddit. How many of you have bonked
Yes.
whilst
Well, 'cause,
hearing one of our
Yeah.
videos?
How many of you have done the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
Someone-
has someone
someone
just
put it-
listened to me in the background and be like, while they're
Think about this, right? Think about this. So people, we know what Netflix and chill is, right?
Yeah.
People have almost definitely put on a stream of ours and had it in the background
Yeah.
whilst things have got heated.
Yeah.
There's just no
put
way
it right in that
can't,
stream. I see.
Yeah.
can't have not happened.
This is
It
what I'm saying,
Almost
so-
definitely has happened. Probably more than once.
Yeah. So, some
At least.
hero who listens to this, create a little Reddit thing and say, have you bonked whilst watching a video or had a
stream.
stream on the background?
Have you pre-made it and
and
chilled?
then everyone upvote and get people to upvote. And let's see how many upvotes get on
Yeah.
there for
Oh
with
my
people
God.
who have done the dirty one.
yes.
It makes sense.
Nick just coined the term pre-made and
Pre-made
chill.
and chill.
God.
Nice.
Oh, that's horrible.
That is so gross.
Pre-made and chill, for fuck's sake.
What about pre-cum and chill?
That's horrible.
It's like, it does kind of baffle me because it makes me realize how many instances of yourself are being played around the world in places that you will probably
Yeah.
never
Right.
visit.
And then how many
know,
of those have
yeah.
been like, have some kind of sexual connotation behind
Yeah.
them whilst they've been watched.
Or even just like, some random bloke like me or you just slobbering around in your boxers watching it like in bed. Like, that's just, when you actually think about it, it's like,
yeah. Oh, I get
that's really weird.
But
I
does that
guarantee-
mean there's an existentialism to it in a way, because it makes me think of like when we've heard of like soldiers, for example, who have been like they're out on camp or they're on duty or whatever, and they say they listen to our videos, right? And they can listen to what's going on, and they're probably in a war-torn place that I will never set foot in, and yet my voice has been in that area. Like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
widespreadness of that gives me a bit. And then there's people who've been balls deep while listening to Jake in the background
Yeah.
being like,
Yeah,
no, you
fucking up
fucking
some
did.
normal
Like,
sentence.
oh
yeah.
my god,
Guys,
like,
put it in the comments. Where's like the weirdest / where do you watch?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
let
Or
us know.
listen.
Yeah.
Could
Yeah.
be fun to make a list for one of the next podcasts. To
I know
just,
my
like,
music
see
teacher
all the weird places.
listens to us on the bus.
oh yeah,
On the bus, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
cool.
fairly normal though.
she listens to us on the bus.
and we want like
I think it's
in the park whilst dogging or something. That's
Yeah.
the sort.
Yeah,
That's the stuff we're after.
I reckon the percentage split is like this. I think like 20% of people are commuting, 20% of people are taking a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
10% of people are probably watching it whilst
working.
I'd say working.
working.
I'd say a lot
I
more
re-
than that.
You
I
reckon?
re-
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, maybe another 20%. I think the smallest ones is probably like 1% while involved in some promiscuous activity.
Yeah.
Doing a
Do
crime
you
or
reckon
something.
there are people banging whilst we're banging in The Sims?
It's getting
Goes
meta.
Yeah.
Like,
Bang.
they're
Oh my
watching
God.
us banging in The Sims and they're banging in real life.
Mark Zuckerberg
Yeah, exactly,
burst
yeah.
through the wall. Like,
I'm sure it's happened. I mean, there's how many people have watched those videos? Like, probably over 1 million overall. At some point, someone's going to have had that video on.
yeah.
Yeah.
And our characters will have been doing
Get
it.
it
And
on.
they will have as well.
Yeah.
That is kind of baffling. I can't wrap my head around that. It's so strange.
Okay. Maybe
Right.
we should.
I was going to say something. I completely forgot what it was.
We should do another poll and have like where people watch it. Like most of the time.
Oh, no. One time before I joined the channel, I watched a stream when I was in the bath.
Oh, there you
That
go.
was quite nice because I was.
I watch streams videos on the bath quite often.
Yeah, but
Oh,
it was
there you
like
go.
because you guys were streaming, but because of the time difference in Canada, you guys it was your evening, and it was probably like for me it was probably like midday type thing. I was just hanging out, and I hung out in the bath, and I just watched you guys naked.
Well, we weren't naked. You were naked in the bath.
Yeah.
What? No. Wait, you guys aren't naked from the waist down?
No.
Plead the fifth.
Okay, fair enough.
We should probably finish up.
Yep, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you everyone for joining and watching, etc., and listening if you're on the old podcast platforms. Nick, thank you for being a hero. Obviously, I know you're normally here just hovering in the background. But thanks for, especially with your moving house, thanks for taking Alex's place and covering for us. We do very much appreciate
Pleasure
it.
to be here.
I know everyone fucking loves having you on.
Yeah,
so.
they love seeing
Yeah,
his
they do.
little
Yeah.
face. Look at a little face. A little blonde boy.
Yeah, so obviously, as you know, if you're listening to this on the sort of Spotify and all those podcasting platforms, we do have a video version of this on YouTube. It's on Worst Premade Ever podcast, so feel free to watch that if you want. There's a little bit more context, especially on some of the more. There are some more visual-esque episodes like the wine tastings and whatnot, and some of the wiki hows where you get to see the articles and all that sort of stuff. Like those, it adds an extra little bit of a dimension. So if you're not moving about, I do actually recommend using those instead. It just adds a little bit of extra thing to it, and Nick does a great job editing it. So
Thank you.
Yeah.
He's alright.
and if you do need to get up and walk away, don't forget they are on. If you're on YouTube, they are on the podcasting platforms.
Yeah.
And we will see you all next
us a
week. And I
review.
do. Yeah. Oh yes,
Yeah.
please. Yeah. Drop some reviews as long as it's not shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, follow us on social media so we can not post schedules.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 But do it
We're
because
all-
that's where we will update you.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
we're
why
on
we
all
won't
of them.
update
You know the big ones: Twitter, Reddit, Discord, etc. Join on all
don't know
those.
about Twitter at the
We are
moment.
there. We do even actually have
Do you mean
a
X?
social media person. Oh, X.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Instagram. That's our biggest one.
But yes, Instagram
Yeah,
at the
we are-
moment,
we
and
are
we'll
there.
work on the rest of them.
Yep. Yeah, and then come back for next week for that should be the episode. If Alex is back, that'll be the episode where we'll talk about what we used to do in the past, and hopefully we'll get some very funny stories about Alex's experience being a call handler for insurance. You can imagine how
Oh,
that
yes.
will have gone at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, just a shout out to people because I will need to be organising the next alcohol tasting soon. I would like to put it out to just the audience in the chat and just to see any celebrity
What should we
wines.
try?
If there's any particular that you're very keen on us to try, then we can potentially bump it up the priority
I have
list.
seen people commenting about Snoop Dogg quite a bit.
Yes,
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg.
I'm going to
Snoopy?
emphasise wine, not lager, not spirits, not gin. Wine.
At some point, those, but right now, wine.
Yeah.
Right
Snoop
now,
Dogg's got wine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, see you next time, everybody.
Thank you very much, guys. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Have fun banging.
This is not looking good. Well, like bloody.
You know, they're probably
demons.
stand trial in a dock.
That is a look.
I look
You know
like
where
I'm-
you know where you see the plaintiff sometimes has to like sort their hair out a bit and they like Brillo cream it down.
Yeah.
And they're there with their like